Hello, everyone. Thank
Hello. Hello.
Hi,
Hey.
can you
thank
hear
you.
us? Kamakshi, can you hear me?
Absolutely, Matvi, we can. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. And thank you so much, Manish. This was a pretty cool platform that we just saw. And I personally can't wait to hire my next tiger through it. Uh, and with this, we've reached to the most exciting segment of the evening, the TA Super 10, India's first and only platform that recognizes and celebrates the outstanding efforts and achievements of talent acquisition professionals in India. And this is brought to you by Tagged in association with our academia partners Sunstone University. We started it last year, and the pilot edition was a massive success where we engaged with over 200 plus TA professionals over a month's time, and 10 winners were announced during the Decoding Jobs Annual Conclave 2021, which happened around the same time last year. As we unveil this year's TA Super 10, it is my absolute privilege to welcome our esteemed jury members, without whom we would have been completely lost. We will hear from each one of you shortly, but I just wanted to take this opportunity to give in a brief introduction. So here we go. We start with Abhijit Bhaduri. Abhijit, who happens to be our jury chair, and he helped us co-create this entire property. He needs no introduction. He's the most followed talent leader globally. So thank you so much, Abhijit, for chairing our jury and guiding us in this effort. Next, we have Anuranjita Kumar, who's uh, uh, who's a global visionary, founder of VAs, a global platform that is focused on engaging, enabling, employing women across industry. Amazing work that they're doing in. I'm a big fan. This is Anu's second consecutive year with us. So Anu, thank you so much for joining in again. We are also joined by Ms. Asha Krishnan, who's operating director at General Atlantic. We had Asha is a seasoned leader who's worked across industries, across the HR value chain, and helped drive multiple engagements across the HR spectrum. Thank you, B, for being our juror, Asha. Of course, our very own Devashish, who's been with us since the beginning of the session. It was so awesome having you in the jury, Devashish. Thank you so much for joining in. We have Dr. Nishant Chandra, Senior Director Product Visa. He's a hands-on leader with global experience in data science, product development, strategy, and R&D. Dr. Nishant is one of the top 10 data scientists, and the kind of year tech hiring had this year, we had to have somebody who could, look at it as a hiring manager as well, and tell us if the work that our TA superstars had done was worth it or not. And it was so much fun interacting with you, Nishant.
Pleasure to be here.
We have Madhvi, again, a known name in industry. She needs no introduction. She's worked with multiple national and multinational organizations. She's the founding member of HR committee for FICCI and CHRO for Deutsche Bank. She is also in the list of top HR influencers in ETHR's list. Thank you so much, Madhvi, for joining in. We're next joined by Piyush Nagru, CEO and co-founder Sunstone University. We just heard him in the panel hosted by Pankaj. Piyush, thank you so much. Piyush is a serial entrepreneur and he always wanted to do something in the space of education and skilling. And I must say, with Sunstone University, he has definitely revolutionized the space by building India's most accountable education brand. Thank you, Piyush, for being part of the group and also for being an amazing partner in this journey. It was so awesome having you here. And our next juror is another industry veteran and somebody who's joined us again for the second season of TA Super 10, Mr. Rajiv Bhalla, who's the MD of Barco India. And he's held key leadership positions across global tech majors. He has deep experience in building enterprise-wide capabilities across business to business and business to consumer domains. Thank you, Rajiv, for being our juror for the second consecutive year. Next, we have Sarkar Sakharan. He's India head and head of HR at BMC India. Sarkar has over 2 decades of experience in diverse industry areas, again, IT product development, human resources, product operations. Thank you, Sarkar. It was so awesome hearing your views. And when we get to interact with you in the later half of the segment, I would request if you could just, talk about how you look at the TA folks. You gave a cricket analogy when we were interacting. I'm sure everybody would be so happy. We have 400 plus TA folks who have joined us today. Thank you so much for joining us. And last but not the least, we have Mr. Samuel Pratap, who's the president of Honeywell Technologies. He's an industry veteran with several years of senior leadership experience. Uh, and in addition to it, he has had a tremendous inning with Indian Air Force in diverse assignments and roles spanning engineering system management functions. So we had a pretty amazing jury who worked with us in the last 2.5 months to come up with what we are presenting to you. As I said earlier, we will get to hear from all of them shortly. But before we do that, may I please request Anshuman Srivastava, our Chief of Customer Success, who was our Chief Advisor in this process, to talk about and walk us through how we arrived at the finalists. Anshuman, over to you. Why don't you tell us how we arrived at our finalists and also the list of finalists, please?
Yeah, thank you so much, Kamakshi, and a very warm welcome, everyone. For us, it was a thoroughly exhilarating, exciting, and a treacherous experience. I use the word treacherous simply because it was so tough given the brilliance, the sheer quality, and the quantity of nomination that we had received. How do you create categories? How do you build? My experience in a nutshell, 2 months was it. We were like spoiled for choices. Absolutely. How do you cull out the best out of such brilliant nomination? But nonetheless, we did create certain categories, ladies and gentlemen, and the categories are as follows. We have the eagle eye, somebody who's reinvented sourcing, the way the most important part of the TA process works. Somebody who's a scientist who has transformed the TA process, thereby leading to efficiencies in terms of either cost or business outcomes, etc. Somebody who's been a flash. A flash is somebody who's driven the volumes. In particularly in the tech sector, we had some phenomenal number of hirings to be done, phenomenal surprise ramps. There are people who have responded truly very well to the challenge and ensured that people are hired on time. An influencer, while doing all this, if someone has been able to significantly influence stakeholders using technology, using influensive communication, using data, the most important element. And lastly, and last not the least, the trailblazer, somebody who's multitasked, draws multiple facets, and ensures that business outcomes, the business impact is delivered significantly by the talent acquisition outcomes. And of course, while we did all this, literally 2.5 months of a lot of work, a lot of going through papers, nominations, we had about 200 to 250 odd nominations, and it was real tough. It was real tough to cull out the 20 best from these. I cannot call 20 best necessarily because I loved almost each of the nominations that had come in, but still we had to make a choice. This is a list of the great set of people that we have, the 20 finalists who are here, and tough job for the panelists to figure out who are the 10 best out of these 20. But still, believe me, each one of these 20 is a winner in himself or herself. Absolutely. I wish I could give a prize to each one of them, but the names not necessarily in any order. Nidhi Bajaj, Prem Anand, Radhika Rekha Singh, I'm sorry, Rhythm Banyal, Shahul Mehlotra, Sankalp Sharma, Simanta Sarkar, Sashwat Mitra, Shweta Pal, Uday Kiran, Akshay Malvya, Anna Balani, Anu Sethi, Chirag Sethi, Chris Jose, Diwali Munshi, Dhaval Upadhyay, Garima Agarwal, Kanika Mahajan, and Lalit Kumar. Great, a round of applause for all of them, ladies and gentlemen. They're truly gems. And like I said, in my opinion, each one of them is a winner. I so look forward to hearing the panelists next. Over to you, Kamakshi. And thank you so much, panelists, for all your time and effort.
No, of course. I think everybody is so excited to see out of these 20 who would be our TA Super 10 2022. So let's get on right to
Looking
it.
forward to that.
Yeah, and may I request Anu, if you can please say a quick hello. If you're there, can you hear us? I think we're not able to hear Anu. So Asha, may I? Yeah, is Anu there? No. Okay, so Asha, may I request you to start? This was your first year with us. If you can talk a bit about your experience and how were the nominations and also announce our first TA Super 10 2022.
Thanks, Kamakshi, for giving the opportunity. First of all, Thank you so much for the platform. I think this is an amazing platform that has been set up, and the kind of quality of entries that I can see in a year which is actually when talent acquisition has been in the spotlight. It's amazing to see the quality of entries. I think I can speak when I speak on behalf of the jury when we were spoiled for choice, and it was very difficult to kind of figure out whom to be include as part of the Super 10 and whom not to. I'm sure I don't envy the position you guys were in when you were trying to identify the top 20. So without much ado, I'm just going to get into announcing the name that I have here. And he has a very interesting story where he has built and leveraged the power of a community to solve an industry-wide challenge in the recruitment function. His WhatsApp community, MBA Job Seekers Group, has been a wave of fresh air for all the candidates and the organizations looking to quickly find the right match for themselves. He further structured his approach and set up his own recruitment consulting company, helping a number of startups and candidates find the right match. And the brand created by him has managed to work on more than 1,500 positions and helped more than 500 candidates secure jobs. He is our game changer in the category The Influencer. Let's put our hands together for Shashwat Mitra, please.
Congratulations, Shashwat. He represents Team Misho. So many, many, many congratulations to you. I think we have something from Shashwat as well. So yeah. Okay. I think we can move on and come back to his speech later on because I think his voice is not audible. Okay. I'll move to the next winner and as well as, of course, the next juror. May I request Nishant, if you could please come on screen again? It was so much fun interacting with you. You hire for so many techies this year, and I'm pretty sure this would have been a really really awesome experience. As well, it has been quite a journey for anybody hiring for tech roles. So, how has been your experience of being in the jury, the kind of nominations that you received, and
Sure.
also if you could announce our next TA Super 10 to
So
your
for me, I would say that I am on the other side of the world. I am the consumer for all the fantastic work the talent acquisition team and the fraternity does, right? And with all of this, I had this fantastic view of the challenges, the evolution, the digitalization which this fraternity is doing, and what is driving the entire talent acquisition world. So thank you for taking me through this journey. Meaning, I had this front row seat on the supersonic jet of sort of going through this, and with this, I also got to meet virtually so many deserving candidates, as all of you guys talked about, and and with that, if you think about it, what is a trailblazer? I'm presenting the award for a trailblazer in this category. A trailblazer is a pioneer. A trailblazer is an innovator. A trailblazer is a trendsetter. In this scheme of things, a trailblazer is an extremely is a person who has extremely insightful values in their search of quality candidates they hire. On behalf of the jury, I am proud to be presenting the Trailblazer Award. And the winner for this award is a computer science engineer by education. The winner is a consumer market connoisseur by profession. The winner is a talent acquisition authority by the calling of their professional life. Uh, and a person who did HR process designing, as a huge innovation, a person who improved candidate experience of the people they hired, and a person who did industry benchmarking for the companies they hired the candidate for. The winner for the Trailblazer Award is Sahul Malhotra from Mobile Premier League.
Congratulations, Sahul. We're so happy to have you as part of TA Super 10, and thank you so much, Nishan. I think we had an amazing experience having your unique perspective. Thank you so much for your time and
Loved it.
your contribution. Thank you. Okay, see, so we move on to the next juror and the next winner. Madhvi, may I please have you on the screen? How was your experience, Madhvi? How were the nominations and the stories that you read? You come from the HR space, so anything different, anything you knew you saw in the nominations that were sent to you.
Thank you so much for having me on the panel. Plus, here today, I think for me, the just reading the submissions that came through, I think what stood out really was the thoughtfulness of the TA, sort of nominations that came through. The thoughtfulness, the innovation that they brought about, and I think something that struck out for me was some, I think everybody all the nominations I think had this little bit of can do attitude. It was, here's a difficult task that the business has given us, but we'll make it happen. And I think that's something that really sort of all the nominations were for me in that category. And it was great to see, because I think that is something that makes you sort of successful in every field, not just talent acquisition, but in every field. So for me, that was I think he enjoyed the process, enjoyed reading. It was a really tough call, to, like, who are the top 10. And I agree, I wish we could just give out more awards, because I think to me each one of them was a winner. So it is my honor on behalf of the jury to sort of introduce the Eagle Eye winner. And this is obviously Eagle Eye means that somebody who can spot an opportunity from far and swoop down and seize that opportunity. So it is my sort of pleasure to name the award winner, Shweta Pai. So Shweta is an HR professional. She has deep experience in talent acquisition, and I was reading her profile. She's got just about 7 or 8 years of work experience, but she's worked across industries. So she's had exposure to retail, IT, manufacturing, Big Four, FMCG. And I was wondering which industry she left out, really. And I think what stood out for me, she takes great pride in sort of in her job. She loves to close out middle and senior management positions. And she's one person who I think loves the whole idea of a tat. Quite a few of us in HR don't like the word tat, turnaround time, but she loves doing that. She loves the challenge of that. So her submission that that came through to us. So she was given a challenge to hire a new age role. And and obviously she had to also do her the existing BAU. And she was given very specific instructions on the role by the managers who was hiring. And how difficult that can be. I mean, how tough those criteria can be. So what she did really is and that's the can do attitude I talked about. She basically looked at, how do I create a quality talent pool for my hiring manager. And then did her, sort of created her own search query to identify the talent that's available. And I think what stood out for us was that she spread the search to international markets, with sort of some research that she did on her own. So I think that was something that was incredible. And she managed to close that position along with the other hiring in sort of in record time. So she definitely is our TA Super 10 winner in the Eagle Eye category.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Shweta.
And then congratulations, Shweta. Thank you so much for participating, Shweta. And thank you so much, Madhvi, for your insights and for being part of the jury. It was really, really an
My
honor.
pleasure.
Thank you. Okay. Without wasting any more time, I have Piyush next. Piyush, could you please come on screen and talk about your experience with TA Super 10, and also let us know who our next winner is?
Great, great. So the category which I am announcing is the same as Eagle Eye, which says that you got to have eye for detail. Wherever you see even little bit of opening, how do you utilize that to make sure that you are closer to closing your candidates? And without naming it first, I would like to first tell why this is very important for this candidate. Whenever you are working for any early stage startup, the sort of early team which you build decides the fate of the company. And this is where this gentleman has done a fabulous job. He has closed 9 front end developers in a short span of 2 months. And in today's time and world where hiring tech talent is nothing short of a nightmare. This is nothing short of phenomenal. So a big kudos. And also, when it comes to joining ratio, this gentleman has improved it from 14% joining ratio to 35% joining ratio. These numbers might seem small to you, but trust me, as someone who's also struggling in tech hiring a lot, these are absolutely phenomenal numbers. Without much ado, I would like to announce the winner, Sankalp Sharma from Zupi.
Thank you so much, Piyush, and congratulations, Sankalp. Amazing feat that you achieved in a shorter period of time. Many congratulations for being awarded the Eagle Eye, and we wish you the best. And thank you so much, Piyush, for joining us today and for being such an amazing partner in this journey of finding TA Super 10.
Pleasure.
Okay. Moving on next, Rajiv, may I request you to please come on screen and talk about your experience second year round and how was it different this year and what did you like in the nominations that you received and also unveil the next winner, please.
Well, honestly, Kamakshi, like the other jurors, I was really impressed by the quality of the applicants. To me, what stood out was the extensive use of technology to search right, and hire fast. And I'm here to announce, my winner for the TA Super 10 in the scientist category. The scientist category, as the name suggests, is someone who kind of experiments, someone who looks at innovating. And the winner that I have to announce here is Dhaval Upadhyay. So kudos, Dhaval. The most interesting part of Dhaval's entry was that he mapped the market for a niche role using a unique technology-driven approach. He created a research page using open source intelligent or OSINT, as we say, which helped him not only to kind of close hirings in time, but also source trends, thereby helping recruit faster and recruit smarter. So let's raise our hands for Dhaval Upadhyay.
Wow, this is so awesome. Congrats, Dhaval. I think you truly were a scientist in your approach, and I think the TA community is so proud to have you. Thank you so much, Rajiv, for your time and again for being part of this entire exercise. It was such okay. Next we have Sakar. Sakar, maybe please have you on screen and would love to know about your experience and please who's the TA Super 10 that you are unveiling.
Sure. Kamakshi, first of all, I want to thank TAG for having me a part of such a wonderful initiative. As most of my fellow panel members said, what stood out for me was the innovation and the technology and the use of technology that was there for all the 20 finalists. In BMC, I always tell our employees that innovation can happen anywhere and technology can solve any problem. And these 10 finalists were a great example of that. I have the honor of announcing our third Super 10 in the Eagle Eye category. And before I name the person, I'll tell you what stood out for me. This person had the courage to go beyond the protocol and experiment with the sourcing methods, which attracts the right talent to the required roles. He used non-traditional sourcing methods and went to the source where the candidates reside or where the candidates spend most of their time. Like what each TA person should do, he partnered with the business HR to creatively post hiring requirements on platforms such as Instagram. This is the first time I heard Instagram being used for recruitment. And he customized search techniques as per the ways of working of the platform. So friends, our third Super 10 in the Eagle Eye category is Rhythm Banyal. Rhythm, congratulations, and congratulations to all the winners from my side.
Thank you so much, Sakar, and many congratulations, Rhythm. It was such a pleasure having you as part of the program. So for doing and thank you for doing all the hard work because the nomination process was definitely not easy, bringing together, and then that's true for each and every one of you who participated in the award process. Thank you so much, Sakar, for your time and sharing your inputs.
My pleasure, Kamakshi. Thank you for having me as a part of this initiative.
Thank you. And Samuel, may I request you, Sam, if you're there? Can I? Yeah, of course, I can see you. Thank you for joining in, Sam. And may I request you to share your experience as well as unveil the next winner, please.
Thank you, Kamakshi. Thank you for having me here. It was great fun going through the assessment itself. Amazing ideas, a lot of takeaways for us, and of course, even the session that we jury as a group that we got together, very interactive and very useful. I'm here to announce the winner of the scientist category. And as you know, it resonates lots with us, Honeywell being a product and technology oriented company. And the person that we are going to announce is one who introduced and managed a very comprehensive and quantifiable evaluation method to finalize the candidate for the required role. He pre-qualified the candidates through cognitive and AI-based behavioral assessment and developed a very well-defined guideline to fill the role. Amazing results, 16% reduction in attrition, 80% increase in productivity, 30% savings on recruitment budgets. Really appreciate the impact he was able to create. Simanta Sarkar is the winner for the scientist category.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sam. And thank you, Simanta, for being part of the process. And thank you for the amazing story that you created. I'm sure your organization is as much proud of you as all of us and the jury is. And Sam, thank you so much for your time. We know that we took a lot of your time in the past few months as with other jurors, but thank you so much for your time and your inputs.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. We are left with the last three. And for the next award, Abhijit, who's our jury chair, he unfortunately couldn't join us today, but he loved this nomination so much that he sent a video message. Team, may I please request you to put up the video message by Abhijit because he wants to share what he loved most about this nominee, and also would like
really challenging year for any talent acquisition professional, because this was the year of the great resignation. And that too, if you think about the most competitive industry and sector possible, it certainly would have to be gaming. A is a sector where people still have to try to figure out the right talent, the right opportunities, and this makes the job of somebody in talent acquisition really tough. Don't forget, 2021 was also the year of the great resignation. Combine the two and you will realize why we thought that somebody like Akshay Malviya did an absolutely fantastic job of not only discovering talent, but keeping them engaged and making sure they chose his employer over anybody else. So when we were considering somebody to get the Eagle Eye Award, which is given to someone who has reinvented this whole discipline of discovering and engaging talent, and finally we zeroed in on Akshay. Well, congratulations, Akshay. You really made a mark in the world of talent acquisition, and we are delighted to offer you the award for the Eagle Eye, the Eagle Eye for talent. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Abhijit. And then congratulations to our next Eagle Eye, who was Akshay. Okay, so we left with the last two. And Devashish, may I request you to, because I think Anu also messaged you. She's not able to join us today, but she's shared her message also with you for the winners.
So could I do mine first and then Anu's right at the end?
Absolutely.
Okay. And I don't have any kind of a bias here, right? It's just that that'll be the best sequence, and you'll know why, right?
Yeah.
So my friends, firstly, I want to thank all our amazing jurors, and under the leadership of Abhijit, who's a jury chair for a second year in a row. And I really hope that this amazing TA Super 10 continues for time immemorial, because I think the TA function is one which is rarely recognized, and they get more brickbats than bouquets, and I think this is an amazing forum for us to be able to recognize them. Each of the jurors took out their precious time to be able to bring so much of objectivity. There were so many debates, there was so much of going through, and of course There was so much done and so many conversations, but finally we arrived. And of course, while we have the person already displayed here, she mapped the targeted organizations with private labels, and I'm talking of the fashion industry, to generate leads, reinvented sourcing, and tapped paid job ads on social media like Facebook, Instagram, since we know that creative designers are more likely to be on these platforms. A fashion designer lead is a rare skill to find via traditional methods, and this candidate was very well aware of it. She approached it to fill this role well in time, and took her time to understand the requirements and map the most accurate channels where she could find the pool for such candidates, including leveraging the freelancing community. So proud to announce Nidhi Bajaj, our TA Super 10 winner in the Trailblazer category. Heartiest congratulations, Nidhi, and so proud of you.
Congratulations, Nidhi. And thank you so much, Devishish. And I think over to you again for our last.
So I'm filling in some very big shoes here. Anuranjita Kumar, she had tried to join us a while back. She was there in the previous session. Unfortunately, she's overseas, and there's some network challenge and she can't join this session. But on her behalf, I make this announcement. So this is an amazing hero, and I must say that she's the one who topped the chart. So I'll first talk about her. Loved the way she tapped onto multi-channel sourcing strategies, especially she went ahead and did round tables, and that too online with very senior folks to be able to use them as part of her sourcing strategy. It was a brilliant way to engage the senior leadership candidates in their domain-related conversations, giving them a glimpse of what awaits them in a new role. And an impressive number of roles were filled at lightning speed, which I think this multi-channel approach was best suited for. And she has set the bar really high in this category, which is the Flash. And I would want to award, and she's the top scorer. I think we all unanimously, and every juror unanimously put her right on top. It's Debali Munshi from MIQ. Heartiest congratulations, Debali. You've made us all so proud and made it so worthwhile for all of us jurors. Heartiest congratulations, Debali.
Congratulations, Debali, and congratulations to all our winners: Sashwat, Sahul, Shweta, Sankalp, Dhaval, Rhythm, Simanta, Akshay, Nidhi. Thank you so much. I think it was all of you and your stories, and the stories of our finalists who made TA Super 10 what it was, and made it an exciting exercise, an engaging exercise. I personally, and Anshuman was saying the same thing, we learned a lot as we went through your stories and your nominations. The search for India's top talent acquisition professionals for 22 now officially comes to a close. And all these TA success stories, we have compiled all of them into a report, and it will reach each one of your mailboxes very shortly. Please do take a look and send in a word of encouragement to our TA Super 10 of 2022. Thank you so much, jury, for making time last 2.5 months. I know all of us have taken a lot of your time, but it was your thought leadership, it was your insights which made us sail through this entire journey of finding our top 10 from the 200 nominees who we had. I think with this, we come to the end of this session, and we move on to the fun part of our evening now. In the fun part of the evening, we have Suhani Shah, a renowned Indian magician, YouTuber, and mentalist. She has the world's youngest. She was the world's youngest magician to enter into the Guinness Book of World Records at an age of 7, and has done over 5,000 shows across the globe. Today, she will be playing an interesting game of jobs, which is called That's My Job. And we have two interesting leaders joining in today. We have Jatin Gulagni. He's the Group Head Performance Total Rewards Payroll at Dealshare. And Nizar Hamid, who's a resident Urdu poetry aficionado at TAG. And he leads the sales for our West region, our largest market. So they will be joining us shortly, I think, in another 15 seconds or so. And you'll see some interesting game coming in. If you love recruitment, if you love the world of jobs, I can guarantee you'll have a gala time in the next 20 to 30 minutes, which Suhani, Nizar, and Jatin will be taking us through. So don't go anywhere. We'll just be back in another 15 seconds.
And I want to thank all our jurors once again. Thank you so much. Thank you. And looking forward to a fantastic next session of TA Super 10. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And see
See you
you
in the next
in Suhani's session. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.